Hey students, last time we saw till the exercise B, and today we would go on with C. You need to read this passage, then answer the questions that follow. Let's read this paragraph. Jeffrey, a 6-year-old boy, was at his grandmother's house in New Jersey when the old lady fell asleep on a Sunday evening. The boy drove off in her car, heading for his father's house in New York. He had covered a distance of 58 kilometers before he was chased and stopped by someone who had seen the tiny driver go past his office window. So here the question is, now what would you call Jeffrey? The words tiniest driver or what? You answer. Are there any nouns in the passage that perform the work of adjectives? If there is, yes, there is one. What is it? Yes, there are two, then what they are? Yes, there are three, then what they are? You need to find out. If you said yes to the above questions, then list the noun adjectives here. So here in the blanks you can fill those adjectives which perform as noun as well as adjectives. Then D, here is a list of adjectives. Write whether they can be used only attributively or only predicatively or both attributively and predicatively. Then make sentences of your own to prove your point. See, in our last class we saw those attributive adjectives and predicative adjectives. Attributive adjectives are placed before the noun. For example, the whale is the largest mammal, there is an empty nest, and so on. Predicative adjectives are usually after verbs. They are used as complement. For example, this nest is empty, that sounds lovely, and so on. So the same way in this exercise you are going to do. Afraid. The first one is enough. It can be used both way, okay, and therefore AP is written attributively and predicatively. Attributively, how they have used, there is enough room. So room is noun, so enough is just used before the noun and therefore it is attributive. As well as predicatively, how they have used, there is room enough for the three of us. This how we can use adjective as predicatively. Afraid. I am afraid of a lion. I am afraid. So it is used as predicatively, whereas attributively afraid cannot be used. How can you use before a noun? So it cannot be used, and therefore only predicatively you can use. So the following adjectives can be used whether attributively or predicatively. If both, then both ways you can use. Now we are going to look at order of adjectives. Now when you write adjectives, more than one adjectives, you have to follow certain order in order to use more than one adjectives. So when two or more adjectives precede a noun, we generally place them in this order. What comes first is opinion, and then next size, and then quality, and then age, and then shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. Here are some examples. a lovely old white wooden cottage. You shouldn't write old lovely wooden white. No. So it should come in that order. Somehow you have to memorize the order of adjectives. A small square Swiss watch. New red plastic food containers. A useful, informative printed library catalog. An exotic, large, oblong, hand quilted blanket. Note this, when we use two adjectives of the same category, the shorter of the two comes first. For example, small and compact are the same category. So the shortest adjective is small. So small comes first. So small, compact, box. And quite unobtrusive. Quiet and unobtrusive are the same category, and therefore quiet, the smallest adjective comes first. The small adjective comes first, and then the long one, and it describes a noun, person. The second note says, when we use too many adjectives strung together, means it may not be, together in a sentence, it makes our writing clunky. Clunky means it's not very clear, and it's not very expressive, and therefore we should not use too many adjectives to describe a noun, and it becomes unappealing. So it is better not to use more than one or two adjectives at a time in a phrase. At the same time, to describe a noun, you don't have to use more than two adjectives, otherwise our writing would become clunky. So here, complete these sentences by using the adjectives in the brackets in the correct order. Amit has a big brown wooden desk in his office. So big size comes first, and brown, the color, and then wooden, material. So you have to use that order. Sana is planning to wear her saree to the wedding. So what comes first? Is there any size? No. Any opinion? Lovely. So new is opinion, lovely. The same way, new blue silk saree. This has to, you have to look at the order of the adjective. Okay, new does not come first. First thing is given like color, blue, and silk is what, which category it would come under? Material. Okay, so that can be second. Blue silk, new saree to the wedding. That can be correct, I think. Sana is planning to wear her blue silk new saree to the wedding. So you need to write the adjectives in order. First, you almost memorize the orders. 9 categories are there. You have to memorize it. You have to know at least which one comes first and next. There are gas bottles in the kitchen. There are empty water bottles in the kitchen. These are easy to write, but when you come across more than 3 adjectives, then you have to follow the order. Try to do this as your homework. And then participle adjectives. We know that participles can do the work of adjectives. The ing form of participle adjectives help us describe what something is like or its effect on us. An entertaining story. The film was depressing. Okay, like ing form. With ing form, you can use adjectives. And with ed participle forms also you can use adjectives. For example, tired tourist. Tired tourist, this is tired, ed is added with the tired. So tired, those what sort of tourists? They are already tired of roaming, visiting places, and therefore tired tourists. Tired is used in which form? Participle form. The listeners were inspired. Inspire and ed, since we use ed, it becomes participle, past participle of the base form of the verb inspire. So this also can be used as a participle adjective. So do the exercise F, and if there is any doubts we can discuss in the class. Thank you.